Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Steelers linked to RB who moves with electricity in his feet, report. With just 10 days to go before the NFL draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers hosted the running back prospect with the second fastest 40-yard dash time of the 2025 NFL Combine, Texas Longhorns ball carrier Jaden Blue. Texas speedy running back Jaden Blue visits the Steelers today, KPRC2 NFL insider Aaron Wilson reported on April 14. He also noted that Blue previously visited with the Houston Texans, Philadelphia Eagles, and Denver Broncos, and participated in a Zoom meeting with the Baltimore Ravens. Although Blue officially ran a 4.38-second 40-yard dash at the Combine, ranking second for RBs behind Virginia Tech speedster Bashal Tutin, 4.32 seconds, Wilson relayed that Blue beat that time at his Texas Pro Day. Jaden Blue has true breakaway speed, with a proven ability to race away from pursuit, Wilson wrote in a follow-up article. The University of Texas running back displayed his explosiveness again at the Longhorns Pro Day workout, running the 40-yard dash in unofficial times of 4.25 and 4.28 seconds for an improvement of his 4.38 at the NFL Scouting Combine. Speed and explosiveness are definitely the name of Blue's game. The Athletics lead draft analyst Dane Brugler described the 5'9" 21-year-old as an athlete that moves with electricity in his feet. Brugler went on to joke that Blue can make defenders miss in a phone booth and is at his best as a pass catcher on screens, angles, and wheels. In Blue's most productive season in 2024, he accumulated 730 rushing yards and 368 receiving yards, as well as 14 total touchdowns, for a combined scrimmage yardage amount over 1,100. With Najee Harris leaving in free agency, the Steelers' RB1 role is up for grabs. Blue is not expected to be a workhorse at the NFL level, however. Blue doesn't have the body type for full-time carries, Brugler warned as a weakness. Citing the fact that he only had at least 18 offensive touches just once in his 38 games. The draft expert also listed ball security as a major question mark due to 7 fumbles from 2023 to 2024. Overall, Blue is a threat to make a house call at any point, especially as a receiving weapon out of the backfield, but NFL scouts say he may need time to learn what it takes to be a professional, Brugler concluded. His dynamic talent can upgrade a backfield. According to Brugler, Blue ranks as the 21st best running back in this 2025 class. He projected the Texas product as a 5th-round talent. There was more Steelers draft news on April 14. Along with Blue, Kyle McCord, quarterback, and Justin Wally, defensive back, visits, the Draft Network's Justin Mello revealed that Toledo defensive tackle Darius Alexander had a pre-draft visit with the Steelers, among many other teams. Alexander is among the most intriguing prospects in the 2025 draft, Mello expressed. Listing 11 interested teams around the league. Brugler has Alexander ranked as the 7th best defensive tackle within a strong draft class. He weighs in at 6'4", 305 pounds with long arms, big hands, and an NFL-ready frame. Alexander is rangy defending the run, with the body fluidity and length to displace blocks, Brugler scouted. He has shown an improved ability to feel the rhythm of blocks to work off contact but needs to streamline his pass rush with more consistent leverage and sequencing. Overall, Alexander isn't yet the full sum of his impressive parts, but his blend of power, length, and athletic body control give him the makings of a 3-down, scheme-versatile NFL starter, the analyst went on. He projects best in an attacking role, where he'd be able to maximize his disruptive traits. Brugler added that his peak plays are reminiscent of former top 6 pick, Leonard Williams. Alexander didn't rack up a ton of impact stats at Toledo. But in 27 starts and 58 appearances, he did tally 9.0 sacks, 22.0 tackles for a loss, 13 pass defenses and 1 interception. He's projected to be a second or third round pick despite that mild amount of production. Steelers meet with surprise QB who beats Rodgers in one key area. The clock is ticking on Aaron Rodgers, except for one thing. Aaron Rodgers can't hear it. And doesn't care. The update the Pittsburgh Steelers need on their quarterback situation is non-existent. Rodgers is doing what he does, maybe in a dark cabin or maybe in Egypt or maybe in South America somewhere, expanding his mind. Good for him. But Pittsburgh, with Mason Rudolph now sitting atop the depth chart and looking lonely up there, now must scramble for just-in-case options. And so comes interest in the draft's quarterbacks from top to bottom. Picking 21st in the first round of this month's NFL draft, Pittsburgh might be slated to pick too late for Shedeur Sanders or for Jackson Dart, for that matter. Maybe 21 is too early for Jalen Milroe, or maybe the Steelers force themselves to reach, never a good thing. Or maybe this is about day 2. Or day 3. Or a surprise. The front office is doing what it must now, as Monday, the Steelers hosted sleeper quarterback Kyle McCord on a pre-draft visit. McCord raised his draft stock last year at Syracuse. He led the nation in passing yards, 4,779, with 34 touchdowns. He'd previously played at Ohio State and maybe has a high floor, but most of all, at this moment, McCord has one strength that Rodgers doesn't have. He's made himself available. Do Steelers view Shedeur Sanders as potential franchise quarterback? Including Shedeur Sanders, the Steelers have done their due diligence in seeking their next franchise quarterback. While they have put in the work, however, that doesn't mean they have turned up a solution. And whether the opportunity to find out what they think even presents itself is uncertain. With the Steelers holding the 21st pick in the first round, there's no telling if they will have a shot at Sanders. He could fall to 21, depending on which reports you choose to believe, or go second overall. If he falls in between, would they entertain trading up for him? While they have other needs, particularly along the defensive line, the need at quarterback always supersedes any other. In other words, if the Steelers actually see Shedeur Sanders as having franchise quarterback potential, nothing should be off the table. In their eyes, anyway, most fans seem to think differently. But we really don't know what they think, nor should we. Teams are more than willing to trade up to get their guy at quarterback, unless it's 2022. Obviously, if the Steelers were to trade up for Sanders, we would have our answer. If they passed on a blue-chip defensive lineman at 21, we would have our answer. But if he's off the board at 21, we might never know. Even the absence of a trade isn't necessarily telling, as you need a trading partner to agree to terms. In addition to Shedeur Sanders, the Steelers have taken a close look at a number of quarterbacks. A lot of them cluster into the middle rounds, but then again, that's what most of this year's class is. Outside of Cam Ward, only Sanders and Jackson Dart even receive any first-round buzz. And they don't have a second-round pick, at least for now, so that hardly matters. There is not an answer to every question. The Steelers have a massive question at quarterback, but is Shedeur Sanders the answer? More importantly, do the Steelers think he's the answer? And if they do, what are they willing to do to find out? And you fan? What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' situation? Write to us in the comments.